Okay. So I'll come back to my main vein of question in a minute. I just digress right now for just a bit. It's that thing they told you. You have to speak like an American.
Yes.
Or try to. It's not just Nigerians. It's the world accepted view and axiom that when you're coming to the United States from another country, you have to learn to at least try to sound American. And I find that the best of us, including I, who is supposed to be very well versed in speaking English, I find that when I'm speaking to Americans, automatically I just find myself, without meaning to, trying to sound
like them.
I don't mean to. But when I watch you have sat down into this Nigerian thing. First of all, there are quite a few questions there. First of all, that couldn't have been natural when you came. So how did you get yourself into that state where you said, I'm going to sound like
exactly Nigerian?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I came, even with my wife, our shenanigans, I will be talking to her, she doesn't understand sometimes. I will explain, she will now get the word, right? When I go out sometimes to go and buy something, the same thing. But I will say this. It is a very thin line between trying to change the way you sound and changing your entire mannerism. Because in the bit of trying to satisfy them, or you lose your identity. Before you know what's happening, you will forget where you're coming from. So for me, balance was important. And then when we now started Ling and Lam, which is part of the shenanigans, basically, Ling and Lam is our everyday back and forward with me and Madam in the house. We just say, okay, let's just document it and show the world. I will never forget, I went into a store, I was looking for burger. So I saw two white men. I said, I want to buy, please, where's the burger stand? So they were just standing there looking at me. I said, burger. They were looking at me. They said, we don't understand. I said, burger. There's bread on top, bread below, the meat in between. I said, bread on top, bread below, there's meat in between. Burger. After several descriptions, one of them I said, oh, you mean burger? I said, burger. They started laughing. It became, all of us started laughing. They finally understood. I said, okay, this is where the burger is. Now, I discovered that mannerism, that my Naija lingua is new to the American people. Or at least, let me say, is new to the people I come across. That's my power right there. I don't need to become them. We'll keep explaining to each other until we figure it out. But when they go back home, I will be the topic of discussion.
Really, that's your mindset?
Yeah.
That's a brave. I don't even have that mindset. That you have one over me. That's your mindset. And look, if you don't understand what I said, I will just keep explaining to you.
We will keep burger. Finally, they burgered it. They understood it. We achieved our. But I tell you, if I could turn to a fly in the wall in those men's home that day, they probably were just cracking themselves up and that is it. I am exporting my Naija mannerism, and again, beautiful thanks to my wife. One day she looked at me and said, she was just laughing. You know that one, she loves to laugh, which gives me joy. She looked at me and said, no matter what happens, don't ever change for anybody.
I mean, I don't say, this is the first time. This is the first time in my life that I'm saying, I have never said, ever.
She said, no matter what happens, don't ever change for anybody. And
that's something else.
Yeah, and you need to understand that is my crown, that is my home, and that is my peace. I'm talking about my wife.
Yeah.
If she can look at me in the eyes and tell me that, I don't care about what any other person thinks.
Wow.
Because the only person I am afraid and scared to let down has my back. The rest of the world.
Okay, so this is when I'm glad, that we're not in the Teju Babyface Show studio doing this, because we will not get far. Because they would have just kept clapping.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, Sha.
I just kept clapping.
Oh, yeah, people should be clapping at home.
They would have just kept clapping. This would have taken us a whole day to record. So these things are awesome. More so is the fact that, so now you're telling me that who I see when you do Ling and Lamb, the guy that I see is you, 100% authentic. This is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because I've heard some people say, now, not a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's a minority, but it's there. They say that you're playing up the stereotype of the African and Nigerian bushman, that we're not like that. We're more enlightened and all of that. And so me, I'm thinking it's one of two things.
Yeah.
It's either that is who you are, 100% authentic, you're not adding any airs or drama, or the fact that it is reality entertainment doesn't mean that there's no drama. So it's 97% you and 3% some drama. So which is it? I mean, is that you authentic? For example, Ling comes to you and says, look, our friends have cancelled the date. They've taken a rain check. And you went to check that. Where's the rain? I mean, was that you?
All my life in Lagos, first and foremost, people need to understand that according to where you are born in Nigeria, everybody's story and experience is different. The community that I grew up in Ikotunegbe, Iyanejigbo, Egon, Igondo. Nobody could see Baba, could see anybody to this rain check. Rain check. Nobody. Now, I would even say when I was in Lagos, I was living a lie. Because me coming from those neighborhood, I'm packaging. We go package, we go enter Lekki, form big boy for anybody. Again, I'm a musician. When we reach Red Carpet, we'll begin, talk English with no day, Yeah, what's up, man? How's it going, man? All of us just there, That was the lie. Now I'm free. Because I no longer have to pretend. Because when I got to America, the English I thought I knew. When Americans are speaking the English, I don't even understand. Spring. Okon love fifi. Money, Kimon Soleku. Don't get, Nigerians are one of the most educated groups in the world. Again, there are Nigerians in Lagos, in Abuja, in Enugu that speak fluent English, amazing vocabularies, they can break it down. But I, Yinka Lawansi, that grew up in Igondo, from Igondo to Ikotun to Ikeja to Lekki to go and be forming back and forward, me mo. So this is my, again, sincerely, this is my reality. Again, I speak English. Yeah, we can go back and forth, but this is where I feel comfortable. And you can even tell from this interview, there are certain things I want to say, my Yoruba will come out. That's my zone. I just decided that I am done trying to please anybody. I knew we will be explaining it until you get to me. Nobody get to me. The other day, me and Ling, we went for a walk. I said something. She was eating a bagel, and I said, "I'm just concerned about you." What are we signing?
Concerned.
I'm just concerned. So she now pronounces as concerned.
Oh yeah, I'm concerned about you.
I'm concerned about. See, do you see how I'm struggling to talk? I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned about you. flow, Baba, this is what you ordered is what you get.
Look. So I'm going to ask you a question that leads to my next question. Did you go through, are you a graduate? Did you do college in Nigeria University?
No.
Okay, so tell me that story. Where did you stop the education?
Secondary school.
You finished WAEC, you did WAEC?
I did WAEC, I did GCA.
Okay.
But then again, went to, music, entertainment. But I'll give myself some credit. Even though I didn't go to any university in Nigeria. When I started my prison reform project, a lot of people don't know this, but I was the first young entertainer to ever initiate, entertainment and, that's all music as a form of therapy into the Nigerian prison system. No musician has ever gone into the prison to organize concert, bring other musicians, because for me at that time, yes, I didn't go to university, but I could identify certain problems in the society. And I felt like I'm a musician. I know a lot of radio presenters, TV presenters. I could use my voice, to speak up about prison issues. But when we started going into the prison, I now discovered that, there are thousands of people awaiting trial. Again, my local self, but at least I know 1 + 1 is 2, I started bringing lawyers together and it became all of that, right? Education is fantastic, but I went to street university. I was raised, I left home since I was like 15. I lived with so many families. So Oma Dubo Nimi, now street raised me, In fact, the first family I ever lived, I lived with so many families, but there was this particular family, the Shaindemi family in the Kotun Egbe. That was the first place I ever went to, and I saw shrimp. Babanla timetable, there's timetable, lunch, dinner, you eat fried egg.
A roaster.
There was a whole thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm from a very, my parents were separated. My dad was a naval officer, did marine engineer, but I wasn't raised by my dad's family. I was raised by my mom's family, and I'm very happy that my grandma raised me. Omo mama nimi, Omo agba nimi. I used to grind pepper with what's it called?
Olo
mulota dada.
Sorry for people who understand. Olo is a stone.
It's a stone.
You kneel down, you take a stone, and then you grind pepper on a bigger slab of stone.
Yes, and I did that. I used to grind pepper on that stone. I used to grind ogbono on that stone. If you want to grind ogbono on that stone, you take gari to rub the surface of that stone. The gari will help suck up all the water that is on the stone. Then you put the ogbono, you add palm oil on it. You see my hand is still so again, that's my background. I used to cook with firewood. There's nothing I cannot cook with firewood. I go and fetch water from the stream. When we were living in Benin, there was a time we went to live in Benin, before we came back to Lagos. So again, all of those, that is my background. In fact, the same way you see Ling and you say, how did this boy? Sometimes I used to just look at my wife and say,
how did I get
this?
Yeah.
But the only thing I know is God knows the journey of every man, and He sees our heart, and He alone will make us cross paths with the right people. Just make sure you're a good person and you are disciplined. And when you cross paths with the good people, don't mess it up.
Great. Very, very great. Look, speaking of things you did with your hand, I've always wanted to ask you, what happened to the little finger of your left hand?
You are the first person that is going to finally ask me on.
Is it the right?
It's my right hand.
Yeah, I notice it's always bent.
I'm not exaggerating. On our Ling and Lamb platform, I'm sure we've received over 50,000 comments. Is Lamb okay? What happened to his...
Hi. Thank you for watching this video thus far. I know at this point you want to keep enjoying the video and you don't want me interrupting, but this is as far as this comes. So first of all, again, thank you. So at this point, you have 3 options. The first thing to do will be to subscribe to our podcast and then listen to the entire interview uninterrupted. So you can do that. Just go to the Teju Babyface Deep Dive podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. Or secondly, you could become one of our members, one of our YouTube members. Just subscribe to the membership below. Our members get to watch the full videos uninterrupted. Okay? Or third, if you do none of those 2, you could wait around for a couple of days for us to keep posting the clips of this interview, but I can assure you that we're not going to post everything. We're just going to keep posting clips here and there. Obviously, of course, I'd prefer that you do number one and number two. Subscribe to the podcast, download and listen to the audio, and also become one of our members. That's how you show your support for us. Thank you very much. God bless you. Wait for the next one.